Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. Why is there only you two today? Where's the rest of the class? My internet today is a bit slow because it's after a heavy rain. All right, as usual, as I said, my internet will be a bit slow after any heavy rain. Okay, so there's nothing I can do lah. Okay, anyway, let's begin with our. Why is it so weird today? Where's everyone? Anyway, let's continue with our chapter 3. Okay, I think we stopped around here, which is our natural selection. Okay, we are going to finish this today. Okay, it's nothing really much remaining. Okay, so I did tell you what is your natural selection last week. Okay, that means our nature will do some kind of hang on, here comes. Okay, yes, Ashley, hello. Okay, now there's one more. Where's the rest? There's usually like 6 or 7. Is it because of my internet? Anyway, so yeah, selection, right? I was just talking about this thing. Okay, so natural selection is when the nature nature will put stress on all living things so that only the strongest can survive. Okay, not the strongest, sorry, the fittest will survive. All right, so this is what we call survival. Okay, here comes again. Why Malaysia timing you are today? Yes, Chriselle, hello. Okay, there's another one. And now remaining is gonna be Howe and who else? Jasmine. Okay, anyway. So as I was saying, okay, so survival of the fittest, we were on this last week. Okay, this is why we have so many species now. Okay, because of the selection pressure. Like I said, there used to be short and tall giraffes last time, but because there was a drought, okay, there was a dry season, all the short trees died, so only the tall giraffes they managed to survive. So the short ones, they died out, so they didn't exist anymore. Like I said, the environment always changes. Only the fittest will survive. Like I said, cockroach is very fit because they can survive for a freaking long time. Okay, so that's why you have natural selection. Well, of course, we apply this thing to our selective breeding. Okay, like I told you, this is what we do to many animals and plants. For example, dogs, we domesticated them. Okay, we domesticated them. That means they used to be wolves. Okay, dogs used to be wolves, so we take some of them back. Okay, we make them breed with each other to create dogs that are more docile and that will listen to us. Okay, 更驯良的狗会听我们讲话的。So now then they become dogs. This is why dogs, they listen to humans. Okay, have you ever wondered why? You see, most dogs they listen to humans, and most dogs are very friendly to humans. Do you know that? Okay, if you have a dog at home, you know what I mean. Like my dogs they are okay with anyone. Okay, I have 2 poodles. Basically, they go to the park. They go to the dog park, the Desa Park City Dog Park. Oh my God, they will go crazy. Okay, they will just go and lick everyone. Sort of like collecting a sticker. Okay, so they will just go for everyone because you see, dogs, we made them that way. We domesticated them. We bred them that way so that they become very close to us human. That's why they are called man's best friend. Okay, so we domesticated a lot of things. We domesticated buffalo, which became cow. Okay, and then of course we have done it to many things. So we do this to GM crop as well. Okay, I think I told this last week. Okay, this is more of a more accurate way to do it. Last time, a few thousand years ago, when technology was very limited, last time was very ancient, okay, very Sakai at the time, okay, when science was not very good, this is what they do. Okay, they will just keep breeding them manually so that they can create something they want. But now we don't do this anymore. We will just do GM crop. We will just do something called GM, genetically modified. That means we change the DNA. We change the DNA of a certain organism to make them a certain way we want. All right, so okay, excuse me. too much talking today. This is the 7th hour of me talking, so my throat is kind of acting up. Okay, apologies for that. Okay, anyway, so this is what we do to crops to make them grow better. Okay, so all right, so what example do I have here? Okay, for example, they do this to rice. Okay, I think I told this story to you last week. They in Africa, they changed the gene of a rice to make them naturally produce vitamin A, so that the children there will not be blind anymore. So this is genetically modified crop. This is why you have so many fruits to choose from now. Okay, and most fruits they have a lot of nutrients that you need. Okay, so this is GM crop. A lot of people will tell you lah. Okay, I don't know whether your mom believes in this. Some of them say this GM crop is not good for health. They will cause cancer. It's not natural. This and that. But I don't believe in it. Okay, I think GM is a very good thing because we make things the way we want. Okay, for example, if we can modify cows, you know, cows produce milk, right? You get milk from cows, right? What if we have a way to change them that the milk contains all vitamins? All. You see, you drink milk because it has vitamin D. Vitamin D is very good for your bones. What if we can modify milk that it will produce all vitamin A, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, C, D, D3, E, K, K3. We have like 20, 30 types of vitamin. What if we can modify the cow, we modify their DNA, that they can produce a milk with complete set of DNA? Complete set of vitamin A. That makes your food very convenient, you know. You just need to drink milk every day. You get all the vitamins you need. Isn't it good? That means you don't need to eat meat, you don't need to eat rice, you don't need to eat anything else. The vitamin is enough for you to keep yourself healthy. Isn't it a good thing? Yes, it is a good thing. All right. So, but there are some bad points too, lah. So, like I said, GM crops they improve crop yield. What if I change a gene of a certain rice? I make them produce 20% more rice. Okay, just by changing one gene, they can produce 20% more rice. I use back the same water and fertilizer everywhere. Every year they give me 20% more rice. Isn't it a good thing? Hey, if I can increase 20% of rice, okay, 20, you know, there will be so much more food available that people will not suffer from hunger. Okay, I am indirectly solving world hunger by just doing this GM crop. Isn't it amazing? Okay, so making food more affordable. Now, I see food becomes cheaper too. Okay, it can also make crops more resistant to pests. What if I can change a gene of a rice to make them not scared of pests? Okay, that means no worms or whatever that can harm them. You can just plant them there. You don't need to spray pesticide. Okay, 杀虫剂 you don't need to spray. They can survive. You see, now I'm solving even more problem. You don't need to spray pesticide. The rice is even healthier. Okay, but this is just a theory lah. In real life, it's not that easy. Okay, but however, okay, hang on. Okay, yes, Li Hong, hello. Why is everyone so late today? Okay, yes, Li Hong, hello. We just started not long ago. Okay, welcome. Anyway, as I was saying, however, GM crops could enter the natural habitat and may breed with other organisms, producing an unusual organism which may negatively impact the environment. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, for example, if I have a rice, okay, let's say I produce a breed of rice. This rice is very pest resistant. Okay, sorry, not pest resistant. This rice is pesticide resistance. Okay, what does it mean? When you spray pesticide, 杀虫剂 to kill pests, not only sometimes you're not only killing the pest, you're also killing the plant. Okay, but if I change the rice to become they are not scared of pesticide, I keep spraying whatever I want, they won't die. But what if this rice they go and breed with wheat? Okay, you know it's wheat, right? Wheat is 杂草 grass that we don't want. What if the rice accidentally pass this gene to the wheat? hey, now is serious trouble, you know. Now the weed is something we don't want. We want them to die. Now they won't die because the pesticide doesn't kill them. So it's not a good thing. All right. So this GM, we have to use it carefully, because if we accidentally pass that good gene to something we don't want, that's a bad thing. It's like you having a very strong weapon. Okay, you having a very strong weapon. You have a nuclear bomb, let's say. But what if this nuclear bomb falls into the wrong hand? This nuclear bomb falls to the hand of your enemy. That is serious trouble. Okay, so that's the meaning of GM crop. Okay, talking about this GM, I don't know whether you have heard of this before. In Singapore, okay, in Singapore, this is how they solve the mosquito problem. Do you know that? Okay, just in case you don't know, Malaysia and Singapore, we have mosquitoes everywhere. Okay, and the most dangerous mosquito here, that would be your Aedes mosquito. You know what is that? The mosquito that spreads dengue fever. Okay, have any of you here gotten dengue fever before? Okay, dengue fever is a very nasty disease. Okay, it kills a lot of people every year. So, every year we are faced with this kind of, you know, not okay. We now have this COVID pandemic. Before this, we used to, you know, get this what was it again? The dengue fever pandemic. Every year we will have cases of dengue popping everywhere, especially after rainy seasons. Okay, so you see, this is the difference between idiots and smart people. Okay, what do I mean? Okay, so how do idiots solve problem? Okay, how do idiots solve problem? They do it in the stupid way. So who's the idiot in this case? Us, Malaysia. Okay, us, Malaysia. Okay, what do I mean? You see, we have mosquitoes everywhere, because let's face it, Malaysia is a very dirty place. Okay, we have rubbish everywhere. We have rubbish in our drains. So drains will have water. So the mosquito will start breeding, and then you will have mosquito flying everywhere. All right, so we are a stupid one. So how do we solve this dengue problem? The government will just come to your area and spray pesticide. Okay, they will do some kind, this stupid thing called mosquito fogging. Okay, do you have this nearby your house? Okay, mosquito fogging. So whenever they come to nearby your house, and they started spraying this stupid thing, that means in your area there is a dengue case. Have you seen this? Okay, when this fella start coming to your house, you hear the sound, the machine sound, your mom will tell you, faster go close the window, close the door, because this thing is very smelly. So what are they trying to do? They are trying to kill all the mosquito in that area. Okay, sorry, my tongue is swollen already. Okay, I have to teach like 9 hours per day, so today, so my tongue is kind of swollen from talking. Okay, so don't mind me talking like this. Okay, anyway, in Malaysia, this is how we solve this mosquito problem. All right, so in my case, okay, example that time, I think it was 3 years back, I had dengue. Okay, it was in January. So what happened? When you had dengue, the ministry will know. The Ministry of Health, okay, the one that gives you the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, they will know. So they will come to your house, around your house, your taman, they will start fogging, they will start spraying this thing. Okay, so in my case, it was like that. So the day I got dengue, okay, the day I got into hospital, the next day they came and spray already. Okay, so did this thing work? No. Why? How do I know this? Because a few days later, my neighbor got it. Okay, my neighbor got dengue, and then they come spray again. Okay, they come spray again. Few more weeks later, my sister got dengue, so they come and spray again. If this thing really works so well, why would they need to come and spray 3 times? Okay, this is called idiot solving problem. You keep doing the same thing, expecting something else to happen. This is us. Okay, whenever this fella come to your house, your taman, and started spraying, you know there's a dengue case nearby your house. Okay, if they come 5 times, means got 5 people kena dengue lor. That's a stupid way of solving problem. Okay, let me show you how Singapore solve their problem. You see, Singapore is like the top student in your school solving problem. Okay, have you seen a cheap, sorry, have you seen the person, the student who got last place in your school, you see them do maths, and you look at the top student in your school, you see them do maths, it's a world of difference, right? Stupid people, they don't know how to solve problems. Okay, they just keep doing the same thing, expecting the result will come out. They keep expecting the answer will be the same. So Singapore, they do it this way. They use something called genetically modified mosquito. Okay, so what is that? You see, the mosquito that bites you, it's female mosquito, right? Female mosquito. So why do female mosquito bite you? They bite you because they want to get protein from you. Get protein for what? Get protein to lay eggs. Okay, they need to lay eggs and give birth to the young, so that they need your protein from your blood. Okay, so before they lay egg, let me close the window. Sorry, this stupid bird is. Okay, sorry. This stupid bird is making. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, so you see, female mosquito, they will have sex with male mosquito so that they can produce egg, right? So this is where Singapore thought of a way to solve this problem. So what they did was, they modify this male mosquito. Okay, they use genetically modified. They modify the male mosquito, and they make millions of it. Okay, they make millions of it every day, and then they release them into the wild. So what will this male mosquito do? Okay, this male mosquito, they are modified in a way that when the female mosquito have sex with them, the eggs they lay is gonna break by itself. OK， 懂我的意思吗？就是这个公的蚊子已经是被基因改良了的，所以它去跟这个母蚊子交配的时候，生出来的蛋会自己死的。That's how they do it. You see, this is smart people solving problem. So you see, they will every day release. They are still doing it right now. Every day they will release millions of male mosquito to have sex with these female mosquito, so that the eggs die. When the eggs die, they cannot make any more babies. When there's no more baby, there's no more mosquito. When there's no more mosquito, how are you going to have dengue? You see, this is smart people solving problem, not by just, someone got dengue, come, let's go spray. Oh, dengue again, spray again. Oh, dengue, someone spray again. It's like you studying using the wrong method. Okay, let's say now you study for science, you go exam, okay, you got 20, okay, you suck. And then you use back the same method to study. Oh, you got 20 again. Study same method again, get 20 again. This is stupid problems, stupid people solving problem. You see, smart people, when they study this way, the exam, they got 40, they will say, okay, this is a wrong way to study. Let's change. Okay, they will keep changing. They will keep improving their method until they got something out of it. It's not like keep doing the same thing or expecting something else to happen. This is us solving problem. You see, this is idiot and smart people solving problem. You see, this is the difference between us and Singapore. They are smart, very smart. They have one of the top university in the world. Okay, we don't have. Okay, our university sucks, our education sucks, our everything sucks. Okay, come on, if our education sucks, why would you go to international school? Why would you go for IGCSE? Right? If Malaysia education system is so good, your parents would have confidence in them. But no, your parents choose like, you know what, screw them, Malaysia education system sucks. Let me send my kid to IGCSE. Right, that's why you're here. I'm sorry to say that, okay, because Malaysia really sucks. So as I was saying, this is the power of genetically modified. Okay, they use genetically modified male mosquito to solve the problem of dengue. You see, smart. Okay, very awesome. Hey, if they will release this like every year, so male. Okay, let me show genetically modified mosquito release. Are there? Singapore. Immediately this thing came out. You see, Singapore. Look at the first line. Singapore is fighting dengue outbreak with genetically modified mosquito. Okay, so this is what they do every day. They will go and release this mosquito. See, this is how they breed the male mosquito, and they will release it every day, so that they can, mate with the female. They will release a few millions every day. Sorry. See, Be like them, be like Singaporeans. They are smart people. Okay, Malaysia is the stupid one. That's why our Malaysia dengue case is always that high. Singapore dengue case is like single digit one. Cannot compare. Okay, smart people solving problem, as I was saying. Okay, so anyway, let's look at cloning. Okay, this is a very interesting technology that I think you should know about. Okay, what is cloning? Cloning is 复制. Okay, 复制. That means making another you. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if I were to clone you, I make another copy of you that look exactly the same, not your twin, it's the exact copy of you. You look exactly like it, and everything. It behaves like you, it talks like you, it thinks like you, everything. So that is cloning. Okay, so what is cloning? Cloning is the production of an exact copy of an organism, as in 100% DNA match. Okay, even twins they are like 90 something percent, but no, clone is 100%. It's the exact copy of you. Cloning is the method of reproduction for many simple organisms. Okay, bacteria, they do cloning. Because bacteria, when they reproduce, they clone themselves. They make another copy of themselves. But not us. We are complex organisms. So have we done this cloning before? Yes, we have only done it once on a sheep called Dolly. Okay, Dolly. So why have we only done it once? Because this thing was so expensive. Okay, not to mention it is very controversial. Because you see, we are trying to play God here. We are trying to create another organism just by ourselves. Okay, so they actually tried cloning this. Okay, so Dolly the sheep was the first successful clone created by humans. So how did they do this? Okay, they do this by taking a nucleus from a sheep. Let's say this is sheep A. Okay, so they take a nucleus from sheep A, any nucleus, like any cell, and then they take an ovum or egg cell from sheep B. Okay, but you see, nucleus has two sets of chromosome, right? Like I said, every individual has two sets of chromosome. You have two sets of chromosome, 2N, right? Your dad has 2N, your mom has 2N, the sperm of your dad is 1N, the ovum of your mom is 1N. When it combines, it becomes U2N. But here, I'm taking 2N from sheep A, and then inside this egg cell here, from the B, it has N. So now, can I just combine these two? No, now I have 3N. It doesn't make any sense. So they remove all the DNA from this egg cell, and they use electric and insert this thing into this egg cell. So now, this cell, which is the exact copy of this, I insert it into an egg cell and I try to grow it. So what happened was, so they grow it into an embryo, and then they insert into goat C. Sheep C, sorry, not goat, sheep C. So this is just a surrogate, the foster mother. That means I'm only borrowing the uterus to use. And then I create another sheep, which is the Dolly sheep. So this Dolly, he, she, whatever, it looks exactly like sheep A. Because every cell from here comes from here. Okay, so like I said, can you imagine cloning yourself? You make another copy of yourself. Isn't it scary? So this is the first and only cloning that we have done on an animal anyway. Okay, we have not done it on a human, because imagine the uproar, imagine the outrage people would be if you were to clone human. 你想象你拿人类去做实验来做 cloning， 你觉得人类可以接受到吗？ Okay, especially religious people okay, they will say, wow, you shouldn't do this, this is playing God, you know, this is so unfair. So that's why they stop here lah. And this Dolly sheep, sheep, lamb. Was it a sheep or a lamb? Okay, fine, a sheep. Okay, this sheep, Dolly sheep, she didn't live for long. Okay, normal sheep, they survive for 14 years. This sheep, she only survived for, I think, 5 or 6 years. She died very young, okay, because of the cloning. So, because you see, cloning is not perfect. It is a technology that we have not really fully understand. Okay, this was really long ago. This was done in 1990 something. Okay, it was really, really long ago. Okay, so this is cloning. We have not done it ever since. Okay, sure, we clone plants. Your banana you eat today is cloned. All right, your carrot you eat today is cloned. But now we have not cloned any animal so far. This is the only experiment we have done. Can you imagine this? I use you and I clone an army of you and I use it for war. That sounds like Star Wars, isn't it? Okay, isn't it scary? Imagine I have a soldier, I have a clone army of soldier, and I just use them for war, killing each other. So that's a scary thing to think about. Okay, anyway, so this is our human technology lah. So all these parts should you focus on them? I wouldn't suggest, but I think you should know them. Okay, so don't focus too much on them because you will learn more of these in your year 10 biology, year 10 and year 11 biology. So this is more like an introduction for you to know what is selective breeding. All right, so this is your natural selection. Okay, this is done in a nature's way, and this selective breeding is done by humans' way. All right, so hope you can understand. I know this is a very tough chapter. Okay, there are many things to learn. So shall we move on? Let's go to the next part. Okay, I want to bring your attention to this guy, Charles Darwin, because without him, we wouldn't know how animal species come about. Where do they come from? So he is the first guy who proposed this theory called the theory of evolution. Okay, so according to Darwin, he said that many species, they come from one original species and then they branch out. Like I told you, all cats, they come from one beginning cat. Okay, they come from one cat and the cat just kind of branches out. That's why you have cheetah, lion, tiger, panther, jaguar, and so on. You have many cats. So same, you see, birds they come from the same ancestor species, okay, common ancestor, and when they evolve, okay, they just turn into different birds. That's why all birds, they kind of look the same. Okay, so this is what Charles Darwin said. The dedication of this fella, okay, seriously, he actually went to an island and he stayed there for 20 years just to study on birds. Okay, this is what he came out with. And you know what's the funny thing? Some people, they still don't believe in this. Okay, I don't know about you lah. Some people who are very religious, they still believe that everything is created by God. Okay, especially if you go to America, they some of the people are the less educated ones. They really believe in that, and they really okay. What year is down to? This year is 2022, isn't it? They still believe that the Earth is 2022 years old. Okay, so what's are you even surprised? There are some people even believing that the Earth is flat. Okay, it's a thing. So anyway, so believe whatever you want, but for me, Charles Darwin, I believe what he said. Okay, so anyway, in 1931, so Charles Darwin began a 5-year voyage. Okay, he jumped on a ship and he went out for voyage. Okay, you see, last time people were very free, they got nothing to do, so they went out to sea. So he visited many countries in South America. Okay, all these you don't need to study, but just to let you know, as well as the Galapagos Island in Pacific Ocean. So this is where he decided to stay. He thinks that if mountains and rocks could change over time, then perhaps species of organisms could change too. You see? Makes sense, doesn't it? You have a big rock, after years and years of eroding by the ocean, they will crack into smaller rocks, and smaller rocks, they will crack even smaller to smaller pebbles. Pebbles will turn into tiny stone, and stone will turn into sand. You see, although yes, it's a very long process. From one big rock into sand, it might take you a few million years. Okay, I'm sure you learned during the Earth chapter, right? What is sedimentary rock? What is metamorphic rock, and what is igneous rock? So they change over time. So this is what Charles Darwin thinks. Okay, he thinks that, you know, since rocks can change too, living things can change too, and he is right. So Darwin was particularly interested in the species of birds that he saw in the Galapagos Island. Each island seemed to have its own set of species, and most of the species were slightly different on each island. Okay, he noticed something. Some birds, they look like this, some birds, they look like this. Yes, they are birds, but they look kind of different. Okay, each island, okay, Galapagos is like a bunch of islands, but each island, the bird kind of look different. Okay, so he was thinking, why is it that way? All right, so he just looked at the beaks, okay, which is the finch lah. So each finch was adapted for slightly different lifestyle. For example, some had thick, strong beak for eating large seed, okay, like this cactus finch. while others have thinner beaks, better for eating small seed or insects. So he did realize the size, the shape of the finch or the beak, it depends on where they stay and what do they eat. Okay, if they are eating on big seed, they need big finch. But if they eat on small seed, they need a smaller finch. Only it is advantageous for them. Only that, then it is good for them. So they just adapt according to their environment. Like I told you, why are our Malay friends dark skin? Why are our Indian friends dark skin? Because Malays, they have been staying on this island. Their ancestors, orang asli, as in the indigenous people, they have been staying here in Malaya, okay, this island, for thousands of years. After years and years and years of sun, their skin develops dark because they need to block the UV. They need to block the sunlight. Whereas us, we are Chinese. Where do we come from? We come from China. China didn't have much. China doesn't have much sunlight. China is a 4-season country. Okay, so you only see the sun maybe during summer. Okay, the rest of the, okay, even winter, you don't even get to see the sun. This is why, if you look at most people living in snowing countries, okay, most you look at people who originally come from snowing countries, do you see anyone with dark skin? No. But if you look at people who stay on the equator, you know it's equator, right? 赤道, okay, the hottest part of the earth. Brazilian, okay, Colombian, all the South America, you look at Filipinos, Philippine people, you look at Malays, you look at Indians, you look at Africans. What do they all have in common? They all have dark skin because they adapted to this environment. Whereas if you go to north or south side, okay, you look at cold countries, you look at Finland, you look at Sweden, you look at Norway, you look at Denmark, you look at Russia. Do you see any dark-skinned people? No, they all have very fair skin. Even they don't even have black color on their hair. Even their hair is gold. Okay, everything is no color because they adapted to the environment. They don't get a lot of sun every year, so might as well they lose the dark pigment. They don't need this dark color because there's no sun. Okay, if you live in Russia, do you know how cold Russia is? Okay, in winter, if you live at the northern side of Russia, it can be as cold as -30. 30, -30. Hey, your freezer is only -17. That means Russia during winter is even colder than your freezer. So do they get sun? No. Do they need this dark pigment to block sunlight? No. That's why they all have fair skin. You see? So this is what Darwin said. We all will adapt to our different environment and it will turn out, okay, not to say we are different species, but we will eventually develop into different species. This is how birds did it. Okay, so maybe on this island, there's a lot of cactus. So they will develop a finch suitable for eating cactus. Okay, and then another island like this one, they have no cactus, but they have insects. So they will adapt to their finch will be adapted to eating insects. So they will evolve, they will change according to their environment. Okay, this is what animals are good at. We change according to our environment. So where was I? Okay, so Darwin began to develop an idea. Okay, so perhaps all of the different species of finches on the different island on the Galapagos had developed from one original species. So he thinks that everything comes from this ancestor. Okay, they all have the same finch, but once they start to live on different islands, okay, with different food, they start to change. Okay, they start to change. That's why they have different species of birds now. All right, so these were the main points in his theory. So the organisms in a species are not exactly the same as each other. They show variation. Like I said, you and me, we all look different because we have variation. Many organisms will not survive until adulthood. They may get killed by predators, die of disease, or not be able to eat, get enough to eat. Do you know most species, they cannot live into adulthood? We humans, we can because we have the ability to, because we have healthcare, we have technology. Last time, when we were living in caves, it's equally the same. Okay, when you give birth to a son or a daughter, 90% they will die before adulthood. That's why people last time, they give birth to many children. Okay, last time people have like 10, 20 children. Now do you need 20, 10, 20 children? No, because you are sure, almost sure that most child will make it to the adulthood. All right, so the wild is a very crazy place. Okay, you will die before you even get to 5 years old. All right, so the individuals that have variation that makes them the best adapted to their habitat are the ones that have the best chance of surviving. All right, so like I said, if they adapt, if they have the best characteristic, they will survive. Okay, like I said, if let's say this bird, okay, if on this island there's only cactus to eat, there's nothing else to eat, if your finch looks like this, good for you. You are very likely to survive. But if your finch doesn't look like this, I'm sorry, you won't survive. Okay, because you cannot eat cactus. Okay, your finch doesn't allow you to eat cactus. Okay, sorry, my tongue is very painful. Okay, every Friday is the same because I started teaching since 8 a.m. this morning. I've been talking the whole day, so my tongue is kind of swollen. Okay, anyway. Okay, I sound retarded, don't I? Okay, sorry for that. Anyway, so as I was saying, so the offspring will inherit some of the features of the parents, so the children will look this way, and after generations and generations, yes, 8 a.m. Okay, I taught from 8 to 11, and then I rested, and then I started teaching from 2 to 5, and then now 7, I have to teach until 10 later. 9 hours of talking. I can barely feel my mouth right now. My mouth is so sore from talking. Okay, but hey, I still enjoy talking to you all. Okay, that's what I enjoy doing. Okay, anyway, pardon my talking. Okay, I don't really want to talk like this, but I have no choice. Okay, anyway, so if this continues, generations after generations, then there could be a change in the species over time. Eventually, it could change so much that will become a different species. This is why they spread out into different species. This is how cats do it. Okay, that's why they have different types of cats, like I said, the cat family. All right, same as us lah. We are the ape family. We are the monkey family. That's why we have bonobos, we have chimpanzee, we have orangutan, we have the silverback gorilla. Even gorilla, you have few types already. Okay, you have the silverback and this and that. Okay, so Darwin called this his theory natural selection. So how do you know this word? It's because of him. Okay, natural selection. All right, so this is the term that we still use today. You see, I don't know whether you believe in him, but I choose to because he studied 20 years over this thing. Okay, if you choose not to believe him, what's your reason? You see, if you want to disagree with someone, okay, you must present your own argument. All right, so let's say you're debating. Let's say your opponent says, smoking is the main cause to lung cancer. Okay, smoking is the main cause to lung cancer. If you say, I disagree. Okay, so what's your reason? You cannot just disagree for the sake of disagreeing. You cannot say, I disagree because I don't like you, because you're very ugly. So I don't like what you say. No, that's not a valid argument. So if you choose to believe him, I choose to believe him because he spent 20 years studying birds. Do you spend 20 years studying birds? No, you don't. Okay, so this is why if you disagree with Darwin, you need to have an argument. Okay, it's like vaccine. You see, do you know those anti-vaxxers? Okay, people who refuse to take vaccine in the US, you know they're very confident. Okay, they say that vaccine is fake, it doesn't protect against COVID. They say it's just a lie. Okay, where's your proof? Okay, to say something you need proof. You cannot just say I am a unicorn. Okay, where's your horn? Okay, okay lah. I don't think anyone with their right mind would say you are a unicorn. Okay, so I mean, if you do, okay, so I one day were to tell you, I'm a unicorn. I don't care what you think. I'm a unicorn. You need proof. Where's your proof? You don't just saying something doesn't make it true. Okay, you don't say, hey, yesterday, nearby my house, the traffic light there, in the middle of the road, suddenly there's a purple dinosaur coming out. I saw a purple dinosaur, I swear. Where's your proof? Okay, anyone can say anything, what? So you see, if you disagree with vaccine, where's your proof? Right? People study 20, 30 years to make a vaccine. You just Google 5 minutes. Oh, Google say vaccine is fake. Okay, I better believe Google. Okay, so don't be stupid. You want to disagree with something, you have to prove it. Okay, like people who believe in the world that's they believe that the earth is flat. Where's your proof? Okay, you need proof. Did you take a spaceship out there and look at earth and say, you see, earth is flat? No. Okay, they're just saying it. So I choose to believe him. Okay, we call him the father of evolution. He's the first guy who proposed evolution. Okay, he said that we all come from the same species and then we branch out. Okay, the amount of dedication, come on, would you go to an island, a cold island with no one on it, and stay there for 20 years just to look at birds? You see, no, you wouldn't. I wouldn't, at least. Right, so you have to appreciate his effort. Okay, so let's look at an example of peppered moth. Okay, so this is moth, by the way. They kind of look like butterfly, but the boring version. Okay, I don't know, I just find them disgusting. Okay, so peppered moth live in England. Most peppered moth have pale wings, but some have dark wings. Okay, so they have two types of peppered moth there. Peppered moths rest on tree trunks. Okay, they are hunted and eaten by birds. Okay, the pale color of pepper moths camouflage them perfectly against tree trunks that have lichens grow on them. Okay, so last time tree trunks used to look white because of the lichen. You know, it's lichen. Lichen is like qingtai. You know, qingtai. Sometimes you look at our tree, it looks green, right? That's the lichen. So in England, the tree trunk looks white. And now, who has an advantage? Let me ask you. If they want to hide on this tree, who has a better advantage? Of course, the white one, because the white can camouflage, right? Okay, but the black ones, they will be easily spotted. Okay, so let's say you are a black moth resting here, chilling here. Oh, the bird can immediately saw you. The bird will eat you. Whereas if you are white, the bird is less likely to see you. You will survive. Okay, so imagine you are skinny. You have a fat friend who's like 100 kilo. There's a bear chasing you both. Who do you think is likely to survive? Of course, you lah. Okay, your fat friend, no disrespect to fat people, okay, but your fat friend is most likely gonna be eaten because he's not adapted to this. You have a better advantage. So same case here. This white moth has a better advantage. All right. So during this time, industry was developing rapidly in England. Okay, now there's industry developing. Many factories burn coal. Coal is black, which produce smoke. The smoke polluted the air. It killed the lichens and made the tree trunk dark. Now the tree trunk is black. So now the table turn. Okay, white used to be the advantage one. Black used to be the disadvantage one. Now times are different. Okay, so now the black ones, they have the advantage. Now the white ones, they are the losing one. So as the tree trunks got darker, the pale moths were not well camouflaged. Many of them were killed and eaten by birds. So the dark moths are more likely to survive than the light ones. The dark moths reproduce and pass on the gene to the dark color to their offspring. Each generation, more dark moths are born and fewer pale moths. You see, they will adapt to the environment. So it used to be the white one benefit. Now it's the black one benefit. You see? So you see, business, okay, if you don't understand this, think of it that way, business, they work the same way too. Okay, for example, last time, when payment was very fussy, okay, last time you can only pay with cash. Do they have touch and go last time? No, you can only pay with cash. So last time, no people shop online. No people shop online because it's very troublesome. Okay, you can only pay with cash. So shops, okay, as in brick and mortar shop, the shop that you can walk into, they have advantage. Okay, because you can only pay with cash, right? Now it's different story. Now you have touch and go. You have debit card. You have online banking. You have Shopee Pay. You have this, you have that, all kinds of e-wallet you can think of. So do you think people still walk to normal store anymore? No. Okay, that's why normal store, they're dying. Most, they would rather move to Shopee. They would rather sell their stuff on Shopee. So you see, when the environment changes, things change, and then now someone else has the advantage. Okay, so let me give you another example. Okay, let's say now you are selling pork noodle. Okay, for example, pork noodle, you sell your pork noodle in a Chinese place. Okay, because Chinese can eat pork ma. Okay, Chinese can eat pork ma. Okay, so now suddenly when the Chinese move out, okay, because for some reason many Chinese move out, and then started Muslims, they move in, like Malays, they move in. So now you are at a disadvantage. You used to be an advantage because Chinese, they like your pork because you sell pork, what? And then now suddenly Muslim, they move in, they cannot eat pork. So now you are at a disadvantage because they cannot eat pork. You see, environment, it keeps changes. Okay, so you need to adapt to it. So now what do? You have to change, or you cannot sell pork anymore. You have to sell chicken and other thing else. So if you cannot adapt like this one, this moth cannot just simply change color. It's not in their ability. So they cannot do anything, so they will die. You see, it's either you adapt to your environment or you die. Right? So hope you get what I'm trying to say here. Okay, anyway, that's it for our chapter 3. Okay, it's quite a long chapter. Okay, quite many stories to tell you. Sorry, my tongue really hurts. Okay, it's like swollen right now. Okay, anyway, let's go into our exercise, shall we? Okay, let's go to biology 3 exercise. Okay, so now you can understand this question already. Natural selection. Okay, let's understand. Let's try to understand this question. So you see, percentage of penicillin-resistant pneumonia. Last time, bacteria, they are not scared of. They are very scared of penicillin. There's no resistance, very low resistance. So as the years go by, you see the resistance got worse. So now at like year 2002, there's a lot of resistance. You see why? Because bacteria, they learn how to fight this thing already. They adapted to this thing. That's why antibiotic, they get weaker as time goes by. Okay, because they learn how to adapt to this environment already. So just how natural selection has caused this trend. Okay, so you can say okay, let's start with the penicillin. Okay, penicillin kills bacteria. Okay, penicillin kills bacteria. But as time goes on, okay, more and more bacteria start developing resistance, okay, towards penicillin. Okay, sorry, there's no place to write here. Okay, they slowly start to adapt. Okay, that means they learn how to fight this thing. All right, so as time goes, okay, it's just like us, you see, when during the starting of the pandemic, you don't know what to do. Okay, now you adapted to it already. You know when to wear masks, you know hand sanitizer, you know when to disinfect things. Okay, you know what to do. Okay, because it's like the 3rd year already. We know better. So as time goes on, more and more bacteria start developing resistance. Okay, so they adapt. So you can say, sorry, bacteria, okay, that are able to develop resistance survives. Okay, only the strong ones. If I can develop resistance, I survive. Okay, develop resistance, survive. So they will pass down their gene to offspring. If I'm the surviving one, I will make children and I will pass my gene to the children. So they will have my gene. Okay, they have the strong gene of mine. That's why you see, if I'm a champion, if I can run very fast, if I give birth to a baby, most likely the baby will have my gene. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say? So this is why if you're a champion, or if you are very talented in music, and if you give birth, most likely your child is going to be very talented also. Okay, so so this is natural selection. Okay, I'm trying to keep my answer short, but this natural selection is quite hard to write short answer because it's a 3-mark question. All right, anyway, so what is mutation? All right, as I was saying last week, mutation is when there's a sudden change in the gene that causes you to develop a new characteristic. Okay, so it's a sudden change in the gene. If you cannot write gene, write DNA. Okay, they're the same thing, remember? Gene is the one section of the DNA. The whole thread is the DNA, sorry, the chromosome. Okay, so sudden change in the gene or DNA of an organism. So causes change in characteristics. Okay, so suddenly there's a new characteristic. So like I said, why do Western people they have golden color hair? It's a mutation. Why do they have blue eyes? It's a mutation. Why do they have brown eyes? It's also a mutation. Okay, so sometimes mutation is good, but when you develop cancer, if you have cancer, that's a bad mutation. All right, so list 3 factors that causes mutation. So what causes you to mutate? It's gonna be your carcinogen. Okay, carcinogens are things that can cause cancer. Okay, carcinogen. Radiation. Okay, radiation. And well, UV light. Okay, UV ray, which is from the sun. Okay, when you get too much of UV, your skin will mutate and it turns into skin cancer. That's a bad mutation. All right. So C, list the advantage and disadvantage of genetically modified crops. Okay, so we were just saying genetically modified crops, right? So what's the advantage? Okay, advantage, you can say they have higher yield. Okay, you can produce more fruit or rice, higher yield, better quality, so many. Okay, more nutritious. Okay, like I said, they have more nutrient. Maybe they have more vitamin A, they have more vitamin C, more vitamin D, and so on. Okay, so what's the disadvantage? Okay, disadvantage is they might pass the gene to unwanted pests. Okay, they might pass this to the pest, and then the pest now becomes better, which is not a good thing. Okay, if you make a very strong bee, let's say bee is an insect, what if accidentally the bee passed the gene to wasp, which is a bad thing. So you don't want that to happen. All right, so that's why this GM has not been around for very long. GM has only been around for, I don't know, 50 years. Okay, this is a very new thing. So next time, guys, if you're very interested in chapters like this, you want to work in this field, you can go and study for biotechnology next time. Biotechnology. Okay, there's a course in university called biotechnology. This is what you study. If you want something to do with bio, okay, to do with living things, but you don't want to become a doctor, you don't want to become a dentist, you want something more new and more challenging and more, you can be a biotechnology. Okay, you can go study biotechnology. Maybe next time you can work on GM crops. Okay, not necessarily studying bio means you become a doctor. There are many careers related to biology. Okay, you can be a marine biologist. You know as that? That means you study sea creatures. Okay, you can become a virologist. You can study about virus. Not just doctor. Come on. Okay, not everything just revolves around doctor. Okay, anyway, let's go to number 11. This is what happened. You see, I take this. Okay, what is this, by the way? This is your oil palm fruit. Hey, you know it's oil palm fruit, 油种. We are very famous in Malaysia for producing this thing. Okay? Sometimes when you drive by highway, you will see them at the side. This thing. You've seen them, right? Hey, you've seen them, right? This is oil palm fruit. You have to poke the thing down, and the thing is really heavy. Hey, one fruit, one bunch is like 30 kilo. So this is the oil palm fruit. So we have one species called Piscifera. Okay, you see, Piscifera has their own advantage. They have very thick fruit, very thick fruit, but they have very small kernel. Okay, we want this outside fruit and the inside fruit. Okay, because both can produce oil. And then this Dura, it has very thin outside fruit, but it has very thick inside fruit. Okay, so outside thin, inside thick. So when I cross them, they have both advantage. They have very thick outside and they have also very thick inside. I get the benefit from both sides. Okay, it's like your mom is very good in studies. Your dad is very good in sports. So when they get married, you are very good at both. Very good in sports and very good in studies. Wow, you're like a life winner right there. Okay, so name the process of getting the Tenera species in oil palm. So how do we get this? What is this process called? This is called selective breeding. So two good qualities of the Tenera. Okay, they have thick. The outside fruit is called mesocarp. Okay, they have also very thick inside fruit. The inside fruit is called kernel. Okay, so you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna stop here. If you want, you can go home and finish this. Oh, wow, we are done. Okay, so that's a good thing. All right, you know what? Next week, we will go back to year 7 and we will do some revision. Okay, I'm sure you have received your notes already. I already posted a soft copy in classroom. So next week we will go back to year 7 and we will do some biology revision for maybe 2-3 weeks. Okay, so there you go. All right, so thanks for coming. Hope you have a happy Friday. I will see you again next week lah. So good night, everyone. See you and bye bye.